We all love him. Well, maybe we all love to roll our eyes when he talks at very high speed in an effort to get his point across before you can interject. Kent Hovind has had to take over Matt Powell's channel since his has been blocked for a while. The pair are whacking atheists, so let's see how successful they are. Hello, I'm the Skeptic. I watch videos on YouTube that make extraordinary claims, whether that's flat earth or strange conspiracies, but mostly the claim that a god is real and then explain why I can't accept their position. Before we get into today's video, please do subscribe, hit that bell notification to be alerted for my next video and drop a like. That would be brilliant. In this God Squad video, Matt Powell lends his channel to Dr. Kent Hovind. I was today years old when I found out you could be a doctor of a Christian education. Popular atheists get whacked for refuting what theists say. As always, the link to the original is in the description. So, Kent, why was your channel blocked exactly?
He said it was a misinformation, a strike for misinformation. What did I say that was? All the atheist channels ought to be stricken then. Yeah. Anyway.
What misinformation are atheists spreading? Not accepting a claim isn't spreading misinformation. Anyway, let's do this.
So tonight, let's see, where'd it go? There we go. No audio. Anyway, whack an atheist. We've got to play audio for the...
Oh, wait, stop. Hold on.
Oh, this is going well.
Try it again.
They can hear it online because I have it streaming into the system.
But we can't hear the... We got to make comments on the video.
Take 3.
Anyway, we believe dinosaurs always lived with man. The evolution theory is the dumbest and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world.
Eye roll, counter set, and go. As this was a live stream, you can see comments as they were typed, and this one came up. Did Jesus really say that YouTube would ban Kent Hovind's YouTube channel? Which passage is that? I would really like to see it.
And you've been here how long here now, Matt? A couple weeks?
I've been here for about a month.
And how you like it?
Love it. It's great.
It's a great place to raise kids, huh?
Yes, sir.
Your kids are going to go nuts running around the woods around here and the sand dunes and the four-wheelers and yeah.
Matt, if he's holding you against your will just so he can use your YouTube channel, blink 3 times.
And let's see, they are cute and seem harmless, but they're loud, incredibly expensive to keep, and absolutely untrainable. The other is a kangaroo. I don't really know much about kangaroos.
Wow, what a jerk. I roll too. It's not even funny, and a dated take on how men and women should interact.
We're getting a rather large group of single, hard-working guys here that love the Lord and need him a wife. So you girls get down here and visit.
Or don't. Maybe steer clear if the previous joke was anything to go by. Not only blocked for misinformation, but incredibly sexist too. It's 2021, Kent. Grow up.
Bible Believers Baptist Big Bang Blowout coming up in 2 weeks and 1 day. So guys, atheists, come on down. We're going to feed you Thanksgiving dinner. What more do you want? Come on. It's the anniversary of Darwin's book coming out. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and it's Whack an Atheist Wednesday, so come on down, guys. If you don't come, we're just going to take the top 3 evolution theories or evidences they put forth, and we'll explain them. There is no evidence of any animal ever producing any animal other than its kind.
Where does evolution state that one species gave birth to another species? Please show me that. This is a classic case of a theist not understanding the basics in evolutionary theory. But let's skip all the promo stuff and on to the reason we're here.
Now, F, full screen, there you go. Grand Canyon in a week, Simon Dan, Tinfoil Tuesday.
Hello, welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan, and thank you very much for joining me. Right, back to today's video, where we're delving into the mind of Kent Hovind and his quite alarming claim that the Grand Canyon was made in just 1 week.
Why is that an alarming claim? Dan, erosion can take place very quickly.
Yes, and Dan's video also explains why Kent's claim is not a good one. If only he would watch it. It's a great video. I'll leave a link in the description.
You get a lot of water moving one direction, it picks up debris, it becomes liquid sandpaper, it'll cut through solid rock.
Liquid sandpaper may well be my most favourite thing in the world. I'm heading to Lowe's to see if they stock it.
Quickly, they cut steel with high-pressure water.
I guess in the week that the Grand Canyon was made, a god used a high-pressure washer.
Hold on, everyone.
One of the biggest lies they teach the kids in school is that it took millions of years to make Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon formed in less than a week. Don't let them lie to you, kids. Grand Canyon's a washed out dam.
There you go, everyone. The Grand Canyon is apparently a washed-out dam. Of course, it's well understood that the Grand Canyon formed in around 5 to 6 million years.
Wait. Everybody knows it took 5 to 6 million years? Who started the stopwatch on that?
That's not what Dan said. He actually said it's well understood. But also, if you don't accept how geochronology works, then it's pointless to even try to explain to Ken.
Let me get some slides up on this, Dan. I'm going to try to help you. Okay, I'm going to assume you're honest and want to know the truth. Okay, let's see right here. So let me get up to slide number. Grand Canyon. I'm going to assume Dan wants to know the truth. Okay, slide number 6, 7. Textbooks will say, over millions of years, the Colorado River carved the Grand Canyon from solid rock. This is typical textbook propaganda 101. I got Earth Science books. How many beside me here? 30 or 40 of them, okay? Don't let the kids drink the Kool-Aid. This is Kool-Aid, kids. They're lying to you. It's a fact Grand Canyon exists. Have you ever been there yet?
No, never been.
Oh, I've flown in a helicopter, drafted in it. It's amazing. Big hole in the ground. Now, there are two theories of how it got there. The evolutionist says it formed slowly by a little water and lots of time. Dan, you drank the Kool-Aid. You believed him, didn't you, Dan? You're the one who drank the Kool-Aid, okay? Creationist says, oh, no, it formed quickly by lots of water and a little bit of time. Now, you guys are always trying to erase that line between the theory and the fact. The fact is Grand Canyon exists. It is not a fact. It took millions of years, Dan. It's not, okay?
And in the video where Kent speaks about how the Grand Canyon is formed, he uses loose dirt and gravel to demonstrate it, not solid rock. He doesn't even listen to what Dan says. He just says, no, you're wrong, but doesn't say how or why.
This is simply baloney. Grand Canyon, let's see, what do we have here? Limestone, sandstone, shale, limestone, shale, sandstone. You all agree? Grand Canyon is many layers of limestone, shale, and sandstone. Okay, I think everybody agrees with that. Grand Canyon, John Wesley Powell drew the picture in 1875. Okay, there are lots of layers of sandstone and shale. Let's see, what is limestone? A biochemical sedimentary rock. What does that mean?
Rock that was laid down by water.
Laid down by water, sediments, okay? Mostly calcium carbonate. Okay, so let's see. Limestone is usually a biological sedimentary rock, forming from the accumulation of shell, coral, algae, fecal, and other organic debris. How much of that would there have been in the flood with everybody drowning and all the fish and, the animals? And I think there'd be a lot of limestone formed very quickly. Mm-hmm.
It's great he understands how rock is formed, but he's failing to realize how long it takes for those sediments to become solid rock. Also, drowning. Did I hear that right?
With everybody drowning.
Yeah, thought so.
Let's see. It can be a chemical process, precipitation of calcium carbonate from lake or ocean water. Limestone is formed in two ways. It can be formed with the help of living organisms and by evaporation. The second way limestone is formed is when water-containing particles of calcium carbonate evaporate, leaving behind sediment deposit. So limestone is a sedimentary layer made frequently from living organisms, okay?
And I would pay good money to see Kent create sandstone and limestone in less than a week, something that is as solid and robust as the rock in the Grand Canyon, since he knows the recipe.
Sandstone. Now, let's see. Sandstone forms from beds of sand laid down under the sea or in low-lying areas on the continents.
Just a minute, he pointed out how many different layers there are, but there's only one biblical flood. It would also be interesting to hear how he explains the other layers and how they got there. Conveniently left that information out, hey Kent. Oh, and we still haven't heard Simon Dan say why Kent isn't correct. Kent just talks and distracts. Shady, very shady.
As a bed of sand subsides into the Earth's crust, usually pressed down by overlying sediments, it is heated and compressed. So just if you get multiple layers of this stuff, the ones on top can provide the pressure to change it from just sand into sandstone. Everybody with me so far?
Condescending, but okay.
Heat and pressure, okay. Let's see. Primarily sandstone and mudstone. The middle rock set at the Grand Canyon supergroup is primarily sandstone and mudstone. Oh, both sedimentary rocks. So if sandstone forms underwater, do you think Noah's flood would have created some layers of sandstone and some limestone, multiple layers, maybe each tide form a different one.
Maybe each tide formed the layers? This is next level eye-rolling. If that was the case, don't you think beaches would be less sandy or pebbly and just rock with constant tide compression? Demonstrate that each tide creates a new layer of rock, Kent, please.
I mean, Noah was in the ark for 880 tidal changes, Dan.
Well, then that would suggest there would be 880 layers, not the 30 to 40 layers that do actually make up the Grand Canyon. Perhaps it was only tides on a Saturday that caused sediment to become rock, right? And don't forget, you can go and see Ken's video using the link in the description, especially if you want to hear his lengthy discussion on how rocks are formed by simple Google searches. And then some videos of dams breaking, riveting stuff. But back to Dan's part.
And that was due to, of course, the erosion from the Colorado River, which cut through the layers of rock. A river which is still in the bottom of that canyon today.
Dan, if you think that little river made that canyon, there's your problem. You're mistaken. Now, the river flows through the crack, but it was a massive release of water that made the canyon.
This is a new level of ridiculousness.
You know, those dams we showed that broke, a lot of them have a little creek flowing through the bottom right now. Didn't break the dam, though, did it?
It's made of sedimentary rock. That's rock that was laid down by water, and fossils in that means that it wasn't just this peaceful river. It means that there was catastrophism taking place and things getting buried in mud.
It is agreed amongst pretty much all geologists that the layers of rock that make up the Grand Canyon are up to 1.8 billion years old.
Tell them to call me. I will straighten them out, Dan.
Or what you'll actually do is speak loud and fast and not allow interjections and use things to demonstrate your theory that are not relatable in any way. Dirt is not as dense as rock. A high-pressure water hose is not the same as fast-flowing river water.
To further bolster the argument, it is well understood and proven that the age of the layers of rock decrease the further you move up.
It's well proven that the age decreases the further you move up. Dan, where are these younger layers coming from? Outer space?
Does Matt look embarrassed here? Remember, blink 3 times, Matt.
Just think for a minute.
Someone send help.
You guys keep telling yourself and others that the layers decrease in age as you go up. Stop and think. Where are these younger layers coming from?
Tell me you don't understand how rock layers are formed without telling me you don't understand how rock layers are formed.
Every speck of dirt on the planet is the same age, Dan. Whether it's 6,000 or 4.6 billion. Every speck of dirt's the same age. I don't know how you guys can't see it. There is no geologic column. Doesn't exist.
Does just saying things mean it's true now? Because if that's the case, I have $1 million in my account.
Now, with all that covered, let's hear Kent's reasoning for his 1 week timeline.
Grand Canyon formed very rapidly. We had a dam right across here, across our lake, and several years ago, we cut a notch in the top, let the water start coming over the top. Within 4 minutes, the notch was 8 feet wide, and in 7 minutes, the whole dam was gone.
Okay, so your first piece of evidence is that a tiny pond that you built wiped out some soil when you made a tiny hole in it.
Dan, Grand Canyon is made of sandstone, limestone, shale, all sedimentary rocks. Once it gets cutting, yeah, make a big gash in it.
Right.
I'm with you, Dan. Right. If Kent had wanted to test that, his best experiment would be to use sandstone, not loose dirt. How does he not understand the difference? Absolutely ridiculous. Eye roll.
Hardly groundbreaking stuff, Kent, is it? You're going to have to do much better than that.
Dams erode fast. Anytime a lake gets too full, it finds the lowest point, cuts a notch, and drains the lake. That's what happened at Purdue University. This huge dam was cut, right? Those are semi-trucks that you see parked on there. Okay, this is a large dam.
But what is the dam wall made out of? I'm willing to bet it's not compressed sand or limestone, but loose dirt with just the top slightly compressed by trucks going over it. The amount of water is irrelevant at this point. It's the density of the wall that counts, Kent. Demonstrate that the walls holding up the dam water on the road is the same as the density of the rocks that make up the layers in the Grand Canyon, and then we can have a discussion. He then continues to say no to a lot of Dan's rebuttals and saying really silly things to try and make Simon Dan look foolish. Unfortunately, in my opinion, it doesn't work. This whole whack an atheist video seems to be more whack Simon Dan and then quote Bible verses to try and substantiate claims.
Yes, and I think Grand Canyon was made rapidly, and I think you're one of the scoffers prophesied to come in the last days who would be willingly ignorant of the flood. I also think you better rethink your position on the Bible. because you're certainly saying the Bible is lying, and you're leading other people to believe that.
I don't know of any video where Dan says that the Bible is lying, but I can't put words into his mouth. So if that can't be demonstrated, then how can he lead people away from it?
You're turning people away from believing a book. What if it turns out the book's true, Dan?
That what if makes it sound like you're not 100% convinced it is, Kent.
It's dumb enough that you want to reject it yourself, but you're leading other people to reject it.
There's a difference between rejection and not accepting.
Matthew 18, Jesus said, if you turn these little children away from me, you'd be better off with a millstone hanged about your neck and drowned in the depth of the sea.
Sounds like a very pleasant person to believe in. Well, I highly recommend watching Simon Dan's video, a well thought out reply to why it's ridiculous that the Grand Canyon was formed in a week. And if you want to see Kent defend his position, the link is also posted in the description. Are you convinced that the great flood tides formed the layers of the Grand Canyon that were then washed away in a week? Let me know in the section below. But for now, defending Dan from a mediocre whacking, not that he needs it, let's give that a skeptic. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. From me, the Skeptic, stay safe, keep thinking logically and ask questions. Skepticism is the first step towards truth. I'll see you next Saturday.